The first time I heard about an I Am poem, I was at a training in Illinois that was being led by John Walsh, and he encouraged Phyllis Hostmeyer, one of his trainers, to teach us how to get into the Bible story through poetry. And so she set up for us a training on the I Am poem. Now, an I Am poem is set up where it has I am at the beginning, it'll have I am in the middle, and I am at the end, followed by phrases like I wonder, I dream, I hope, I see, I touch, I feel, I smell. And so as you are listening to the story, you're thinking through, how would I take this one person and answer these questions from their perspective? I was captivated. What I discovered is immediately I was drawn into the story and I was able to feel and experience, anticipate, and even in some ways, I'm assuming they felt these things. But because I was doing that, I discovered that I felt more connected to the story. So I was determined I'm going to use this at the homeless shelter where I taught. And at that time, while I was teaching, I had 80 to 90 men and women that attended my class. It was Easter time, so I took different characters from the Bible in the Easter story. I did Pilate, and I did Jesus, and I did Barabbas, and the crowd, and the soldiers, and I put them in the bag, and I did the cat o' nine tails. I did the cross beam that he would have been placed on. I put inanimate objects in there as well. And I asked them to take the I am structure and whatever character or object that they drew out, then they were to answer it as simply as they could to create a poem. Once they had done that, then I would take one person from each group up to the front of the room and they would begin to present. And we would start with I am, I am, I am. And we consecutively have each person share what the first I am was. Over time, I've learned that it's best if they don't reveal until the very end who they are, because we want it to be a surprise and allow the hearers to discover. The men and women were so excited. They asked me to teach it 3 or 4 weeks in a row. They loved doing the I am poem. They discovered it helped Scripture come alive. What I personally have found is that if I use the I am strategy when I feel like I maybe am having a hard time connecting to a story, I can use the strategy to help me to better understand maybe what the people were thinking and feeling. That's the gift that poetry has. Now, you could write long answers for these, but I found that it's best if we act as a wordsmith and try to see how we could put that emotion, feeling, or experience into the shortest amount of words as we possibly can. And then when it's up front and it's being presented, it just draws us in. It's a very fast-paced way to learn how to tell a poem about a Bible story. I hope that you will try to do it. I know churches have done this in church services, in youth groups, and at conferences and at trainings because it's such a fun activity to do. And I would love to see how you are using an I am poem. Shalom, y'all.